I've gone from $14 an hour construction worker to 10K per month copywriter in less than a year. And today I'm about to do it all over again. No business contacts, no previous referrals, and no social media accounts that I currently own. I'm gonna be starting over from complete scratch so that you can essentially just copy me. Now look, I know this video sounds way too good to be true, especially because it's free, but it really is. There's only one catch, and that is if you don't watch the whole thing in its entirety, then you might miss out on the one key piece of information that's actually going to help you open up the door to your progress, to your future success with copywriting. So take your phone and throw it to the other side of the room, close out all of your extra tabs, and make sure you take out a pen and paper so you can take some notes. Now, let's lock in and begin. So today my name is no longer Tyson. In fact, I'm going undercover as a random copywriter named Mike. I work an everyday 9 to 5. I'm overworked, underpaid, and overall just underappreciated for what I do. I'm sick and tired. Enough is enough. So today I'm planning to escape the matrix, and copywriting is my way out. So what's the first thing I do? Well, here's the first thing that I don't do. I don't go buying a course from some dude who has just fancy cars or is talking about how he's making so much money with copywriting on his Miami balcony. Instead, I want to learn everything that I can before I start throwing my money away like I'm in a strip club. Because most people are just going to flaunt their lifestyle and tell you that they made all this money with copywriting. And if you want to make money with copywriting too, then you should give them money. But in reality, you can learn pretty much all the things that you need to learn to get started with copywriting right here on YouTube on this very channel. Then after you've learned a bunch of stuff for free on YouTube, you can decide if you want to invest in the future or not. But here's what I would actually do instead to start my copywriting journey. So if we're starting from scratch, of course, we're going to want to learn copywriting, obviously. But the very first thing in order to learn copywriting is, of course, to watch either the free 4-hour copywriting course or the free 8-hour copywriting course. Now, a huge disclaimer I want to make is that you want to have a 1-to-1 watching to action ratio, which means if you watch a 4-hour copywriting course, I expect you to do 4 hours of copywriting after that. And if you watch the 8-hour copywriting course, I expect you to do 8 hours of work afterwards. Don't get caught up in the eternal learning phase. If you're anything past your first day of learning what copywriting is and you haven't written a piece of copy yet, you're behind. If you're anything past your first week and you haven't started outreaching to try to get clients yet, you are behind. You need to start taking action today. Okay, so now that I've absolutely grilled you and I've done my Andrew Tate impression, the best one that I could do, now it's time for you to actually start writing copy. And in order to do this, you're going to want to go through the easy email blueprint. It's super simple. It's in the copy starter kit. You can go get it right now for free, and you can actually watch videos of me filling it out and doing it with you. But essentially, it's going to give you who to write for, what structures to use, how to create a subject line, and all those things about creating your very first piece of copy. I'm not going to go through it step by step right here today because I've already beat that horse to death and showed you guys how to write copy. So you can just go watch one of those other videos and download the free copy starter kit down below in the description. Now, a word of advice for when you're actually writing your first piece of copy: it's going to feel incredibly clunky and weird. You're not going to know what you're doing, and chances are when you get it reviewed or you get some sort of feedback on it from the community, it's not going to be very good. People are going to be ripping you up and roasting your copy, but that's okay because I submit to you that you already know how to master things. Chances are you've either played a sport, or maybe you go to the gym, or maybe you play a musical instrument, but you started at something and you sucked at it, and you know what it's like to get a little bit better at it day by day by day incrementally. And that's exactly what we're shooting for right here. So don't judge yourself too soon. Your first copy will always be your worst copy. So just move on and let's go. All right, after I've written my first piece of copy, now I'm going to actually submit it for review inside of either the Discord community or the school community. But while I'm in there, I'm also going to peek at some other people's copy as well. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be an absolute bozo and try to steal people's copy, but I'm going to go inside and I'm going to look at what other people are writing. What's good about it? What's bad about it? Are there any lines that I like? And then I am going to steal the ideas behind the copy. So if someone's writing about something that I like, or they made one point that I actually like in particular, then I might use that point in my next email. Again, not copy and pasting, but just understanding the value behind it and putting that in my own copy. And after this, congratulations, you are officially a copywriter. Now, you might not be a professional copywriter making all the money that you want to make yet, but you have now written your first piece of copy. And next is to start to build your profile. So we want to start speed running your online profile as fast as possible. And we're going to do this with Instagram. Now, the reason as to why is because when you're outreaching as just a no name, nobody knows who you are, there's no actual evidence that you are who you say you are, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to get clients. A lot of people are asking me, Tyson, what if I'm getting ghosted on my outreach? My outreach isn't working. I outreached this many times and I still don't have a client. It's probably just because your portfolio screams that you're just a beginner or a scammer. So here are a very few simple steps that you can use in order to create a profile that is passable, that won't repel clients, but in fact, build instant know, like, and trust, and have them want to hire you because they look at your profile, you look like you check out, and they want to work with you. So here's exactly how you do that. Number one, you want to have a decent looking profile picture of your face where you can actually see your face and no mugshots. If you're there, like literally straight face and it looks like an actual mugshot, this is not what you want to do. And I get it, right? Maybe you're not the most photogenic. I feel you. I feel you there, right? We can't all be some giga Chad, but either way, just like a photo of your face is really not that hard to do. You can take it selfie style. I mean, there are so many different ways to do this. What you're not gonna want is just like some random anime character or something as your profile. Like, dude, this is your business profile. This is not your Steam account, okay? This is not your Discord account. Make an actual effort to put yourself out there. After that, you're gonna wanna create a very simple bio, something about yourself, and then something about what you do and who you serve. I recommend you actually avoid the word copywriting in this section. Reason why is because copywriting essentially puts you in this small little box, whereas if you put something like digital marketer or funnel creation expert or conversion specialist, these are all things that have a little bit of ambiguity and are not gonna put you in a very narrow box, because I teach people to do more than just copywriting, because that's where the real money is. Okay, so you got your profile, you got your bio, and now it is actually time to start posting. But Tyson, what should you post? Well, let me go onto my Instagram and show you some do's and don'ts. Now, a funny thing about my Instagram, I'm actually posting some Instagram roast videos. So I go to people's profiles who want to get roasted and I review their profile, show you exactly what's wrong with it and how they can make it better. So if you want some examples of what not to do, then again, you can go to my Instagram and go watch those videos. But also on my own Instagram, there are some posts that you are going to want to post, and I'm going to open it up and show you those right now. So here we are on the Tyson Scales Instagram, as you can see, and we're just gonna scroll down to one of my latest posts. Now, what you can essentially do, right, there's a few different types of posts that you can make, but really simple. You can make some posts about yourself and about some things that you've done that have been hard or that actually increase your social proof. So this one was about my first copywriting deal. Now, it's important to understand what you're trying to achieve with this post. You're not supposed to be some marketing guy who's like, guys, DM me if you want your copy written by me. This is not what you want to do, okay? I've gotten inbound leads, meaning clients to actually outreach to me before because they saw my profile, and I didn't have any crap on my profile about DM me if you want copy or anything like that. You just make posts that people like and they will DM you. They will already take initiative. They don't need you to make some dumb CTA. So here's exactly what it looks like. Here's how much I got paid for my first copywriting deal. For context, 38 emails written, 3 automations created inside ActiveCampaign, 1 landing page rewrite, 10,000 words, 1 email deliverability fix, was previously getting 1% open rates, all for the grand total of, drumroll please, $600. And no, I'm not forgetting a zero, LOL. 3 months of blood, sweat, and tears for $600. Now, you're probably wondering, Tyson, what were you thinking accepting those slave wages? I was thinking what every aspiring copywriter thinks. If I pour my all into this one client, maybe they'll turn into a $3K per month retainer and I can quit my soul-crushing job. But when reality set in, I ended up coming to my senses and firing that client. 2 months later, I landed my first 4-figure deal, $2K for 8 emails. 1 month after that, I closed a $2K per month and a $3K per month client in the same week. And my income only went up from there. Some learning lessons: target the winners and know your worth and always be closing. But I get it. It's easier said than done, right? Gee, thanks, Tyson. You're saying I should close higher paying clients. What a profound idea. Sarcasm. But it's really not as complicated as you might think or make it out to be. Make your outreach stand out, be a freaking wicked copywriter, and for God's sake, follow up like crazy. All right, duty calls. I'm off to review some copy for my 4DCI students now. So that's essentially what it looked like. Super simple. So when you're creating these posts, you have to figure out what are you saying overtly, and then also what are you saying between the lines. So what I'm saying overtly is that I was paid very small for my first copywriting deal, but I'm glad that I did it because I got the experience, and then I fired them and got some bigger paying clients. But reading in between the lines, what does it say? It says that I'm someone who works very hard, I'm someone who values experience over just money, and I'm somebody who's successful at copywriting. And these are the type of simple posts that you can create even if you have no experience. Now, in that one, I obviously do have experience. You couldn't make a post just like that if you had never worked for a copywriting client before, but this is the type of content that does really well. Another huge thing that copywriters do that's not very good is they just post how-to content. Like, here's how to create an awesome subject line. Your clients don't care about that. Business owners aren't sitting around thinking, oh man, I really wish I knew how to make a great subject line. Oh wow, this copywriter followed me and he just made a post about how to make a great subject line. Never happens. Instead, what your clients want is money, results, leads that are converting in their sales funnel. All of these things. They don't care about copywriting. So when you say things like, here's how I took my client from X amount of money from email to this amount of money for email, then this is a post that's actually going to get more engagement from your ideal target audience. One more example. How far apart do you think these pics were taken? And this is me in the Army. It's hard to believe, but they're each 1 year apart. And as it's easy to tell, the Army made me grow up quickly. I learned discipline, perseverance, accountability, and how to wake up at 5 a.m. without crying. All things I use to this very day to run my business. So next time things get tough, remember, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. If you want big results, do hard things. 4D. So now, I don't have any experience, or I don't need any experience with copywriting in order to post what I just showed you. But the trick is that reading between the lines, you can see, okay, this guy was actually in the Army. He was in the Army for years. He learned things like discipline, like perseverance. So these are actually some traits that I would like to see in someone that I work with. So it doesn't matter what you've done. Maybe you've ran a marathon. Maybe you wrote a book one time. Maybe you're just into something that was super difficult to do, or you had some sort of milestone. This is something that's worthy of posting because clients want to know about you. You are your greatest superpower because you're unique. So showing off yourself and your own triumphs on your profile are things that are going to be very, very good in order to actually get you clients and make people trust you. All right, and after I've speed ran my profile to 100 followers by just doing follow for follow and posted at least 9 posts like I just told you and creating my profile picture and my bio, now it's time to start outreaching. And the problem with most people's outreach is that they outreach with this. And that is a big problem. And the reason why they outreach with this, not literally this, but like this, is because they are simply just using the spray and pray approach, which means outreach to as many people as humanly possible. And maybe one of them is going to want me as their copywriter, but that's actually the wrong way to go about it. No. Instead, you're going to want to outreach with something more like this. Now, this is called the sniper's approach. And while this is far from a sniper that I have in my hands here, essentially the approach is instead of just outreaching to everybody mindlessly, I'm actually going to take my time and I'm going to perform high value outreach to each and every individual. This way, I have a much higher chance of actually getting hired instead of just spamming some outreach template that I found. And how do you do that? Well, allow me to show you. So I'm actually going to go through some of my own and my students' screenshots of how they are getting clients. So this is actually a $1,000 client from an inbound lead, what we're looking at. So all the copywriter did was post some copy that he was writing on his story. That's it. That's all he did, right? Somebody outreached to him saying, you do copywriting for email? Copywriter says, yes, I do. And then the client says, how does it work for your services? The copywriter says, as in what software I use? Because he's kind of still confused. And then the client says, no, I mean, how to work with you. And then they essentially set up a time, they get on a call, and they close a $1,000 deal. I wish it was more complicated than that, but when you actually set up your profile correctly, like I told you to do, this is what can happen. All right, next example. This is actually an email example. Email is very similar to outreach, IG outreach. And if you want to know the exact step-by-steps, that it can be found in something like the 2-hour outreach course. Again, these things have been shown before, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. As you can see, this is a 1.5K client that actually turned into a $3,000 monthly retainer down the line. And the email goes a little bit something like this. Subject line, I quit my job to write you this email. This morning, I stormed in my boss's office and said, I have to write an email to the name of the receiver, right? So we can see that it's personalized as well. Not getting this off my chest keeps me tossing and turning at night, to the point I'm quitting my job to get this info out. Here's the thing. And then he sends a screenshot of their page. I created this landing page with the goal of converting your audience into warm leads. So what he did here was he created a piece of free value, right? In this case, it was an opt-in page. Now, this is something that essentially can get you so many more clients than just outreaching saying, do you need a copywriter right now? And the reason why is because you are showing them that you can already write copy, you can make landing pages, you can make opt-in pages, and you can actually make these marketing assets for them for free, and they know your work is good before they even have to reply. And now in this actual instance, it doesn't matter whether it's email or Instagram. Literally, it could work either way. I'll actually show you another Instagram example as we go on. But as we can see, he says, I created this landing page with the goal of converting your audience into warm leads, building know/like/trust factor, and ultimately getting them closer to the sale. Why? Because I'm looking for a win-win scenario. You make money, I make money. If you're open to hearing more, I made a Loom video going over how you could use it to save you time, decrease your team's bandwidth, make you more moolah with an automated sales system. Is it all right if I send it your way? If not, no hard feelings. I'll just start updating my LinkedIn profile to ask for my job back. Cheers. So as you can see, he was also just making a joke with the whole I quit my job thing. So it was funny. It was witty, it was simple. It's also copy because, I mean, you have things like bullets in here. He's relating to the reader because he knows what business owners actually want, and he's giving free value, and he's offering a Loom video. I mean, there's so many different levels of value, and this is the type of outreach that you're going to want to perform. But before we move on, I actually have the reply that he got from the other person, and it was, haha, okay, you got me, that was good. What's the next steps? So already, right, the client wants to work with the copywriter just from what they saw. And this is before they even sent the Loom video. So you guys know me, I'm Michael. So in this scenario, right, what I'm doing is I'm crafting some witty outreaches. I'm giving value, I'm writing copy. And what I'm doing with the copy that I'm practicing and writing is I'm actually sending it out to these businesses. This way, I can actually get clients just from my practice. All right, and this is another screenshot that I have that actually was from somebody who got a $1,000 deal again. Now, all he did was he sent his sales page. He just created an example sales page in a Google Doc, and then he sent it over, right? He sent an opener first, and then the client replied, and then he sent the free value. And then he got ghosted. So what does the copywriter do? He sends a meme. Now, memes are a very, very powerful way to follow up because comedy always decreases sales pressure, which makes people want to reply. As you can see, the meme was actually of the person's face. I blurred it out so you didn't know who the persons are, so their identities are kept a secret. And then over here, we can see that there's a caption. It's too small for me to read, but anyways, you get the point, right? It's a meme. So when you're creating memes as follow-ups, you wanna make sure that you use your own memes and you just go to a meme generator. Super simple, super easy to do, but I'm telling you, this is a great way to actually get more follow-ups and more people to even be interested in your copywriting. So the client says, all right, same, I'm working on a website. Do you want to do the copy? I'm working on a website. Do you want to do the copy? Now, when you start outreaching enough, right, with some volume, you'll actually start to notice that there are people who are just sitting around and they're like, oh, wow, I actually need a copywriter. So thank you for outreaching. So you don't have to feel super salesy or pushy. Once you get to people who actually need a copywriter, you send them free value and they see that you can actually write good copy, then you're just gonna get hired. Then they set up time zones and the rest is basically history. They just get on a call, they close a $1,000 deal just like that. But of course, Tyson, how do you actually outreach to potential clients? Well, I'm gonna show you exactly how to find them on Instagram and then what to do from there. So as you can see, I just searched up a keyword and my keyword was entrepreneur. Now you can use a million different keywords like entrepreneur, business, money, fitness, anything that's related to the niche that you want to start writing copy for. So as you can see, I have a few people here. I'm gonna go to this one. And now as you can see, he only has 1,700 followers. So he's probably not the best to outreach to. And chances are he's not even making that much money. So we're going to skip him. Then we're gonna go over to this guy. As you can see, he has 200,000 followers, which is way better. He coaches CEOs. He's a real estate investing expert and scaling expert, and he's the founder of some other business as well. So what I'm gonna do is simply go to his story, motivation, discipline. He has one here. Your ego, your pride are stopping your growth. Okay. The time is now day 0. So I might watch this reel right here, and then I'll send him something insightful about it. And essentially, the opener I'm sending is short, it's personalized, and it's expecting a reply, aka a spear opener, SPEAR, short, personalized, expecting a response to his story. So something like, hey man, this is great. And then ask him a really small question about it. When you say ego and pride, do you mean this or this? This way, he's going to reply to your comment. Now, you want him to reply to your comment because this is going to put you from the request tab over to the primary tab. And now he's going to get notified every time you DM him. You're going to be in his main inbox. And this is step number one. Once you're in his main inbox, you're going to want to create him some free value, send it over to him. And now, after he sees how amazing your copy is, he's going to want to work with you. Very, very simple. Now you know exactly how I actually start getting clients from scratch. Extremely, extremely simple. And if this is still feeling a little bit out of reach to you, let's run the numbers. If every single day you did 20 outreaches, at the end of a month, you would have done 600. That means after a year, you would have sent 7,200 outreaches. Now, you tell me, do you feel as though it is reasonable to expect you to get some sort of $2,000 to $3,000 per month copywriting client after a year of consistently outreaching? And how much better would you get at your copywriting skill if you wrote 365 pieces of copy per year, which is one piece of copy per day? So hopefully now you're starting to see that really all it is a list of actions that you need to take in order to start making money with copywriting as soon as possible. But the key word is action. But what is your daily action plan? Well, first, we want to practice copy every single day. That means writing copy, getting it reviewed. And next, we want to outreach every single day, meaning going and finding prospects and sending them openers and also following up long-term with people. And finally, you're going to want to learn every single day. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you watch some more videos on the Tyson 4D channel, just like the one I'm actually gonna put on screen right now, which is about how I sent 10,000 Instagram DMs, just like you just saw, and went through all of my top conversations of my wins, my losses, and also my students' wins and losses too. So if that interests you just a little, you can watch that. And of course, that's it for today, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.